Welcome to Talk Law Radio with attorney Todd Marquardt of the Marquardt Law Firm at marquardtlawfirm.com.
Welcome to Talk Law Radio. I'm Todd Marquardt here on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. Also on podcasts everywhere, YouTube, Facebook, and you can go to www.talklawradio.com and search the archives. The mission of Talk Law Radio is to help you discover your legal issue blind spots by listening to me talk about the law on the radio. And today we have a seriously funny episode of Talk Law Radio about the legal allegations against Donald Trump. We'll be talking about comedy, the law, and the comedic parody response to the charges against Donald Trump by hilarious impersonator of Donald Trump, Michael Falato, aka MJ Trump. Welcome to the show.
Absolutely fantastic to be here, Todd. Thank you for having me on the Law Radio, the Talk Law Radio. Absolutely fantastic to be here. You got a really sharp building, first-class building here. We're at the penthouse floor of the Travelers building off of 281. Absolutely fabulous view. Beautiful day here. Happy to be here, Todd.
Awesome. So let's talk a little bit about your background as an impersonator. How did you get into this?
Todd, my very first impersonation was when I was in second grade. I was running around the parking lot doing Jimmy Cagney.
Oh, wow.
You dirty rats. You dirty yellow belly rats. And then I watched a lot of the gangster stuff. Edward G. Robinson, see, got a heater here, see. Humphrey Bogart. Of all the gin joints in all the world, she had to come into mine. Play it again, Sam. So I was doing these impersonations when I was young, and I was always a class clown. And God, I think I was doing The Godfather in 4th and 5th grade. You know, gonna make you an offer you can't refuse. You know, all of them. You know, been just doing impersonations forever. And you know, in my adult life, I've always been, you know, just the cut-up guy and everything. So I joined Toastmasters in 2013. Around 2015, they had a humorous contest speech, and I was doing it was an advanced project in one of the advanced manuals, the crisis management. So we had, Trump had just not announced yet, but it was right there at the verge type of thing, and I did the speech where future President Trump was speaking to America because Kim Jong Ping Pong had just, sent some nuclear missiles. So we used the Ronald Ray Gonzo Star Wars. It's still up there. It works really, really good. So that speech, a lot of times in Toastmasters, you do a speech over and over and over, and you learn from it. But when I did the speech the first time, I just had a red hat. I didn't even have a tie or any of that. And, that was October 15th, 2015. I remember it because I have it written down. They give you written evaluations. The president of the club, that was his name just happened to be Harry Truman, and he wrote, "Do that again and again." That's like Daryl Hannah, Saturday Night Live. Do it again and again and again. And Harry's passed now, but Harry's looking down from heaven. I'm batting on about 2,000 performances right now since then.
Awesome. So in between your childhood and your adult career now as an impersonator and comedian, you served in the United States Air Force.
Yeah, United States Air Force.
And you retired from that.
Well, I was medical retired.
Okay.
Yeah, my feet went out down there at Lackland Air Base, and they said, "You're not worldwide qualified."
So I figured you had a serious career somewhere in between.
Well, yeah, we had the Air Force career, and then I had real estate license here in San Antonio, which I still do. I'm apartment locator. That's it augments the income because starving comedian is it's a feast or famine world. So you got to have a couple other things going on.
Yeah, but right now, there's Donald Trump's been in the news a lot, and so we'd like to ask for your response to the indictment.
Well, all these indictments, they're all fake news, Todd. They just trying to get it's Trump derangement syndrome on the other part. I'll tell you what. When I was indicted, as soon as I got in the building, everybody was crying, Todd. The bailiff was crying. The guy that fingerprinted me was crying. Melania was crying. Yeah, that was our wedding night. I tell you what, I shouldn't say this, Todd. I really shouldn't say this, but I will. President Xi's hot translator? She was crying.
Okay, and so you say the indictment is a hoax, but let's talk to the listeners about whether or not they should keep confidential, secret, classified information in their basement.
Oh, they shouldn't keep it in the basement. I brought some classified information with us here today. I brought some classified files. But this is just my stuff, stuff, mementos to me, things like love letters from King John, ping pong, my stuff, What Joe Biden did was totally different. He just put it in the back of his Corvette and drove down the street. Absolutely ridiculous. Now, all of my classified documents were inventoried. FBI had a list of the inventory. FBI even gave me an extra lock to put on the secured lock space. They knew where everything was. They knew exactly what I had. That whole thing was just crazy. This illegal raid of Mar-a-Lago.
Tell us, MJ, about your stand-up.
Stand-up has been so much fun, because, I have the MJ Trump persona. I also do stand-up regular, just me on stage, A few times I've had shows where I will open as the opening comedian. I come out and I'll tell a few jokes, hey, any tourists here in San Antonio? I'm married a Hispanic girl, Cristela es mi esposa. Tus hermanos es Guadalupe y Josefa. And that's all the Spanish I know. Yeah. Oh, yeah, there's Donde es la baño? And then, I was learning Spanish when I was in high school. We used to listen to this band, Van Hagar. Sammy Hagar used to teach Spanish. Y'all can do it with me, Todd. Uno, dos, tres, más tequila.
Uno más cerveza, por favor.
Dos exis. And then, of course, in Spanish, you need to know, ¿Dónde es la baño? But yeah, so I'll do normal jokes like that sometimes, and then we'll have another comedian come out, one or two, and then I'll headline as MJ Trump. That's a lot of fun. That way I get to tell my normal jokes because, I'm stereotyped. Once I started doing this, I went out a few times doing regular comedy, and 2 or 3 minutes in, it's everybody in the audience is yelling MJ Trump, MJ Trump, MJ Trump. Nobody's hiring me as MJ. They're all hiring me as MJ Trump. And like you said, he's getting more popular because he's back in the news, and I see it on my booking sites.
Yeah,
I see it.
And so tell us, what is that booking site?
My main booking site is gigsalad.com/MJ Trump. I also book on thebash.com/MJ Trump. I'm on a whole bunch of other little ones, Starsona and 5 others that don't get me enough gigs. I can't remember their name. But The Bash and Gig Salad are my 2 main booking sites.
And they could probably just search MJ Trump, and you'd probably come up.
Oh, yeah. You put Trump impersonator San Antonio in your phone, and I did it the other day at the bar. I told the guy, put Trump impersonator San Antonio into his phone, and he goes, shows me the phone. There's 8 of them. Which one are you? I said, I'm all of them. So I'm not hard to find. Not hard to find. My YouTube channel is @MJTrump45. That'll get you to my YouTube. And then gigsalad.com/MJ Trump is my main booking.
Okay, so we want to hear your thoughts and your feelings about the indictment against President Donald Trump. And so you can give us a call at 210-308-8867 or toll free 866-308-8867. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll talk more with MJ Trump.
This has been Talk Law Radio with attorney Todd Marquardt, brought to you by the Marquardt Law Firm. You can learn more at marquardtlawfirm.com. And be sure to listen to the full Talk Law Radio show Saturday mornings at 11 on 9:30 a.m. The Answer.
Each week, attorney Todd Marquardt talks about the law. His mission with the Talk Law Radio show and podcast is to help you discover your legal issue blind spots. In the beginning, God had one law. Don't eat from the fruit of that tree. Then came the Ten Commandments. Now we have federal, state, and municipal lawmakers that won't stop creating new laws. Laws that might impact you without you knowing it. Listen to the show and drop a line on Facebook or email host@talklawradio.com and let the host know what you think of the show, the topics you want to hear, and whether you want to be a guest.